And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, quite a few bits and pieces to discuss in today's video as Liverpool have firstly agreed a deal, and then secondly our sort of pre-season for 2024 has been sort of confirmed, which is pretty exciting, whilst also going over all the Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. In terms of our actual gameplay, guys, we've got a very, very important game coming up on the horizon, a double header really, back in the Premier League. It's been a while since we've actually been taking into Premier League action. Again, just been competing in the Carabao Cup, also been competing in the FA Cup, still in very, very good form, may I add. However, we have got a game on Wednesday, that of course being tomorrow, as we do take on Chelsea at Anfield, before, of course, the weekend's game, Sunday, against Arsenal at the Emirates. Two very, very big games, and I stress big games because whilst, you know, Chelsea probably have underperformed so far this season, you know, they're always a very exciting encounter. Arsenal, the same, we've done very, very well to beat them, do well against them so far this season, but when it comes to those Premier League points, I don't really look at Arsenal as a title contender. I really don't. I do believe it's Manchester City. But in terms of going against Manchester City and the battles that we've had over the years against Manchester City, it's imperative that we do beat those top six sides. Again, going down to London, getting 3 points, but also winning our home games is absolutely imperative. I don't believe, yes, we can drop some points. Man City will drop a couple of points. But we don't want to be doing that at this time of the season at all. I think we just need to go on a decent run. Once we get these two games out of the way, we've got Burnley at home, Brentford away, we've got Luton at home, then we've got sort of FA Cup action, we've got Forest before that game against Manchester City. So we could be in a really, really good place. But yeah, these two games giving me a bit of anxiety. They're giving me excitement as well. But there's two games that we need to conquer. We need to get over, and we need to be getting 6 points. And then, you know, when that's talk of this quadruple that's sounding out around Liverpool fans at the moment and in the British media, when I'm looking at that, I'm starting to feel a bit more confident about the title. I do feel confident about the title, but that Manchester City PTSD, what's happened over the last couple of years, is always in the back of my mind. And just to try and get over this, take the game at a game at a time approach, I think is imperative. But to beat Chelsea this weekend should be the first point of call. They're currently, you know, in a bit of traffic light formation at this moment in time, sitting 9th in the Premier League table. As I stated, they have got themselves into the next round of they got themselves into the final of the Carabao Cup that will take place against us. But their Premier League form has been certainly patchy. Their last Premier League game was a 1-0 victory against Fulham. Prior to that, they did beat Luton. Prior to that, they did beat Crystal Palace. But then they lost to sort of Wolverhampton Wanderers. And lost to Everton. Then lost to Manchester United. So they are a bit patchy when it comes to sort of Premier League form. However, you know, their run of games would give them confidence getting into a cup final. Yes, they drew against Aston Villa and have to play an FA Cup replay. But as I said, they will have confidence going into this one. But we need to put that confidence to bed. And as I say, get one over them, especially at Anfield. We should have no excuses, but it's going to be a really, really good watch. And as I said, I'm hoping for 3 points. Now, in terms of pre-season, I know everything's going a bit next year, I know we've got such an exciting season. We're in a very, very exciting season at this moment in time. There's so much to look forward to, 4 competitions, and obviously this is Jurgen Klopp's sort of farewell tour, if you like, over the next sort of 30 games, we hope, and hopefully picking up 4 trophies. However, there's a lot been made of next season already with the managerial hunt, and that's going to be a lot. That's going to be in the background of this season. But as I stated, guys, the new manager's first games have kind of been confirmed as Liverpool return back to the United States this summer. I know there's a lot of US subscribers as well, and we haven't been back there in a while. Back to 2019, I think, was the last time we were out in the United States. The last 2 seasons we've been in Asia. The season before that was obviously stopped due to the COVID pandemic. But we will be going out to the United States once again. And the Athletic report that we will be playing against Manchester United and Arsenal in a part of our preparations for pre-season. Unfortunately, I have no idea. There is no update with regards to dates of those games. It's just the fixtures that have been released. There's no update with regards to where we're actually going to be playing. So for those of you that actually want to get out to America, or the US fans about, there's no knowledge on the news at this moment in time, but relatively over the last few years, we've kind of kept towards the East Coast due to our FSG ties. Boston, obviously, I think we were in Indiana a couple back in 2019. And when it comes to the West Coast, I don't think we've actually been there since 2016. So pre-season preparations have started to be planned. We're going to be playing against Arsenal and Manchester United in America. Dates and location to be decided. But if I had to have a guess, I would be saying more relatively around the sort of East Coast area, but who knows? And remember, the Euros are this summer as well, so that could put some spanner in the works of our preparations for pre-season, with the final of the Euros in July 14th, so not everyone might be out for the United States tour. Over the years, we usually do a sort of training camp, then we go do the commercial side of things, and then there'll probably be a friendly at Anfield in the first week back before the season, and depending if we win the league or the FA Cup, we could be in the Community Shield as well the week before the season starts. The Premier League season starts the 14th of August, so it will all be there. It's going to be an interesting month between 14th of July to 14th of August due to the Euros being congested. But the first part of news with regards to our preparations for pre-season has been announced, and we're going out to the United States to take on Arsenal and Manchester United. Now, in terms of the transfer window, probably the most quietest transfer window we've probably had in forever. No signings coming in through the door, but there has been a lot of twists and turns with regards to players coming back, players going back out on loan, players being there for sort of squad depth as well. And Liverpool have agreed a deal for Calvin Ramsay. Yes, Liverpool defender Calvin Ramsay has joined Bolton Wanderers on loan for the remainder of the campaign. The right back who signed for the Reds in 2022 links up with the League One side, having spent the opening half of the campaign with Preston North End. A senior Scotland international, Ramsay has made 2 appearances under Jurgen Klopp during his debut campaign at Anfield before his season was curtailed by injury that required surgery. Bolton are currently sitting second in League One standing as they chose promotion to the Championship, and are next action when they travel to Blackpool in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy on Tuesday night. Again, this move has worked out well before. Conor Bradley, of course, last year doing exceptionally well in the fullback position at Bolton, and obviously Liverpool will be hoping for mirrored success. Owen Beck wasn't so much of a success story when he was down at Bolton, but they're looking to maybe try and replicate that for Calvin. For me, Calvin, the level is not so important for him. He's just missed so much game time. He just needs to be playing matches, and I think Bolton could be a good mix for him, chasing promotion as well. And here's hoping that he can really make an impact, because we spent a bit of money on him. He was one of the big signings in the summer of 2022, 4.4 million quid. I think 4 signings we brought in that window, and here's hoping, as I stated, guys, that he's going to be good enough to step up to the team. We've got a lot of strength and depth in the fullback position, especially amongst the youngsters, and here's hoping Calvin can actually do well and play games. But again, that's all I've really got for you guys today. Do let me know your thoughts on the America tour. Let me know your thoughts on the Chelsea game. What's your early score predictions? And let me know your thoughts on Calvin Ramsay. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Push.